Welcome, all black everything. Come on in, tell a friend. We are back. We are back with the Tavistock Institute, getting toward the middle. Pretty thick book, 200 plus pages. We almost in the middle of it. Halfway mark. About to start going downhill shortly. But we still climbing right now. This is all black everything. Thinkers Play. Big dreams and many streams. Like it, share, subscribe it, put your hands up, thumbs up like you hitchhiking. And we're gonna get right to it where we left it off. Chapter 4: The Doors of Perception in the CIA's Psychedelic Revolution. I do not own the rights to this music. Peace to the King, Medi-Cal, and all the other African artists that will appear, that may appear, I should say. We get right into it. It says the proximate origins of these actions go back to an overly satanic turn in the 19th century Romantic movement, notably the exemplary connections of Britain's H.G. Wells, Bertrand Russell, and Theosophist leader Aleister Crowley. Do some research on those names, especially Aleister Crowley, to the role of Aldous Huxley, him too, in the promotion of what we were originally known as psychotomic, psychotomimetric psychosis imitating or psychedelic drugs. The connection exposes the satanic quality of the work of Aldous Huxley in the preparation of what emerged as the rock, drug, sex counterculture of the 1960s. No accidents. The Crawley and Capri resident Askel Munti were leading figures of the Satan Antichrist cult of theosophy during the beginning of the 20th century. Quote, the publication of the pro-satanic periodical Lucifer in Vienna with participation of Crowley is exemplary. The role of Maxim Gorky in the Grotto of Capri was part of the pre-World War I activity of these satanic circles. The composer Richard Wagner and the existentialist Friedrich Nietzsche were key figures of this Antichrist movement. For Munti, the original Antichrist was the Emperor Tiberius, whose son-in-law Pontius Pilate executed Christ. This was the circle into which Aldous and Julian Huxley were introduced by H.G. Wells and Bertrand Russell during the late 1920s and early 1930s. Quote, notably, the Josiah Macy Jr. Foundation of the 1940s and 1950s served as one of the principal covens where the architects of the 1960s rock, drug, sex, youth counterculture often met. End quote. Mass psychology model. We get into it. The counterculture model that the British had imposed on the United States was based on the pagan ceremonies of ancient Egypt and Roman empires, and these had a history of their own. The continuity of the cult of Apollo is important to this point. There are black nobility families of Rome whose family political traditions are traced back to the Roman public. Quote, the republic and empire under which their ancestors lived was in turn controlled by Rome, branch of the cult of Apollo. That cult was during that time variously the chief usurious debt farming institution of the Mediterranean region, end quote. a political intelligence service, and both a cult and creator of cults. From the death of Alexander the Great, the Greek, until the cult of Apollo dissolved itself into the cult of Stoicism it had created during the second century BC. The base of the cult was Ptolemaic Egypt, from which the cult controlled Rome. In Egypt, the cult of Apollo syncretized the cult of Isis and Osiris as the direct imitation of the excuse me, Phrygian, Phrygian cult of Dionysus and the Roman imitation, the cult of Bacchus. It was there that the cult of Stoic irrationalism was created by the cult of Apollo. It was the cult of Apollo that created the Roman Empire, which created the Roman law on this basis of anti-humanistic Aristotelian, Aristotelian Nicomachean ethics. That is the tradition which the old black Roman families transmit. Man, you know that, huh? These Roman families over time became known as the Vatican Black Nobility, and today their members hold key positions within the inner circles of organizations such as the Bilderberg Group. Oh, that's heavy. That's a lot of information right there. We're gonna end it right there. Go ahead and let you digest and do some research, some Googling, some you can even YouTube, do what you gotta do. But yeah, it's a lot of powerful information. Tavistock Institute, we're coming back. All black everything. Thinkers play, thinkers wanted. Big dreams, many schemes, many streams. Excuse me. Big dreams and many streams. No schemes. Peace and love. We're coming back. What up, King Palucha? King Palucha.